or prior to class, make sure you guys drop it in the right folder, which is the main folder. All right. And oh, did I skip the week? Oh no. And then the week after that, we sort of have an open lab, and then your study model or your work plan, correct, is going to be due week after next on Wednesday. Now, you will both have, okay, where did I say last day to look at your rough templates? Oh, there it is. Okay, so next Wednesday is your last day to show me your rough templates. Now, hopefully you guys worked on it, okay? Because I might not be able to review it during class. All right. Some of you have already sent me a progress. All right. So I worked with you on that. If you guys send me a progress, I will work with you. All right. But next week, if you want to get 25 points, move until next week, Wednesday. Okay. If we run out of time, we can't go over it. I hate to say it, guys. You're gonna just show me what you got. All right. And some of you, I have to revise, not revise. I had to correct your roof plans because they didn't exactly work out. I may have to go through a few more just to confirm. So in case you guys think that your roof plan is incorrect, please notify me, okay, and to make sure I can review that. On announcements, okay, guys, I just want you guys to know that, I'm sort of feeling my way, correct, on this distant education or remote training or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to tell you right now, the feedback that I'm getting or what I'm seeing, okay, so you could spread the word for those people who are going to take 172 in the fall, okay, and I'm teaching that in the morning, okay, they will be required to at least have a top and a T-square because I am not going to allow CAD. Okay, 0. And now I have even more reason because I'm kind of seeing the shortfalls at this point to going to CAD without really understanding what you're doing. The other thing I'm going to prohibit, anybody know what the other thing I'm going to prohibit come if we stay online come fall? Anybody guess? Excuse me?
Recording.
Recording. 0 recording. Okay? And it's become so evident to me, okay, that yes, you're going to get some people who, yes, will basically go back to recording just to pick up a few things that they miss. But for a lot that I'm seeing, everyone's just recording it, and what's going to end up happening is all you're going to do, and I'm not going to say all or anybody, is basically copying, okay? And it's not even old school anymore. I'm not saying it's because I'm old school, okay? I'm going to tell you guys, and of course, yes, I'm going to repeat it again. I was where you guys were. Was I good at taking notes? Was I good at paying attention? Was I good at focusing? Was I good at really taking the moment and saying, I need to pay attention because this is going to help me? No, I didn't. But guess what? I'm still not going to let students sort of skate through because then I did them an injustice. Number one, you guys have to learn to take notes. I'm going to say that again. Okay. Now, it's really funny because I talked to a couple of students who are in the advanced and students who are already out in the field. And guess what? They're happy that they know how to take notes. Okay? You read any success book for success. You gotta take notes and you gotta get organized. The bad part of technology right now, what is happening is you think technology is easy, that you're going to be able to gain all this. Okay, common sense here, guys. If you have a class, and I said that before, you have to spend 3 hours with me. Why would you want to spend another 3 hours for me? I don't think I could even do that. And I know my wife, Leslie, forget it. She's not going to do that ever. Okay? So make your time efficient. Okay? That's another thing. Okay? Be efficient with your time so that you're not wasting your time. And the best way to do that is listen to a class, take notes, and be able to take it in. That's all I have to say. So anyone taking 172 next semester, you could warn them, okay? But that's going to be the deal. And they're going to at least have to have a 30 by 42 top with some kind of T-square or parallel bar, because everything is still going to be done by hand. All right? Okay. All right. So with that said, we went over the calendar, and today we are going to go over the building section. But before we do that, we kind of rushed through, correct, the interior elevation. So in the meantime, okay, I am going to let you guys do, okay, your interior elevations.
Mr. K,
Okay. Yes.
honestly speaking, I can't see anything. Like, I don't know if anyone else has had this problem, but it's so blurry.
Okay. Let me hold on. I am going to. I haven't even pinned it to the to the top. Okay. Still blurry?
Yes.
Still blurry?
Yeah.
It's like a.
It's
Okay.
better.
Unfortunately, if you've only seen the dark and light, you guys have this uploaded to your file also. Okay? So guess what? You get to take notes. If I'm talking about the floor plan, take some notes. Okay? All you have to do is take some notes. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, one of the things when I show a previous student's drawing, okay, is to show you, at least to give you a jump start, and really I don't even have to do this, right? I haven't for the first 5 years when I was teaching, they did fine. The thing is, this is what's going to happen. It just happened in my other class. I showed them past students' work just as a template, but I also told them what was wrong with them. Guess what happened? They did, in this case, their floor plans, okay, and they made the same mistake that I said on the students not to do. And they basically said, oh, I didn't know that. The student did it that way. So what's missing here, guys? And I'm telling you, you're going to hear me 10, 20 years from now, okay? What's missing here? Yeah, guys are not understanding why you do it. You've got to understand why you do something, not just because I'm telling you. All right? Okay, so can you guys all see this floor plan? Do I have to get closer?
That's good, Mr. K.
It looks good. It looks good.
That's good.
Okay. Hold on. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes? Okay. Go through the checklist. Okay? I'm still having students going, oh, is that what the checklist is for? And I'm going to tell you another thing. The checklist starts dwindling off in 271 and 272. Do you know what happens? And it's because, does everybody know why I do checklists? Tell what might be the number one reason why I do checklists. And I'll tell you what, when you guys have me in 272, I'm going to be the orniest, orniest guy, okay? Because I expect that you guys know what you're doing at that stage. And I'm telling you guys, you're going to get lectured, literally lectured from me. And that's what I did in some of my classes, okay? So, number one, it's a good guide. It's good organization. But anybody know what one of the things so that I can keep my blood pressure down. Why I have checklists?
To keep
Anybody
yourself
know?
on track.
My what?
To keep yourself on track.
Keep us organized.
Well, I already said that. It's a guideline for me. What else?
Keep us organized.
Yeah. And guess what? I don't know about if you guys, okay, this happened again today. I had something due and I said, guys, what happened to what I told you to do here? And this is the same time. I go, didn't I say that this is what I wanted? And then you know what it is? No one, because I guess it's just like in the real world, no one's going to rat on anybody and say, Mr. K, you did say that, okay? So this is what I did. So I said it, and guess what? I heard everything from, Mr. K, it was an option for us to do it. And I go, an option. Why would I have you guys have that? Why would I even say it at all if it was an option? Okay? So I got really upset. And then as we went through the other plans, I'll go, hey, look it. This was done the way I said it. And I asked the student, why did you do it that way? Because you told us. And I'm thinking, why didn't you say that when I asked that? Okay? And then there's other students who go, well, Miss K, I really don't remember. Okay? And then when I'm this old, I'm going to go, my goodness, gee, I know for sure I said it. But if I have a checklist, is there any question? No two ways about it, okay? That if I missed it in a lecture, guess what? You're still going to do what's on the checklist. And then you're going to have to ask questions on the checklist of what you should do. I got so frustrated. So I am going to have to spend time to do a checklist for everything. And anyway, you guys should be doing checklists because that's how you're going to get organized. All right? So on top of the fact that, let's just say, you guys are in a generation that you don't take notes, what is the possibility that your mind is going to remember every little thing that is said? What are those chances? I know for me, I'll be honest, guys, I can't, even if I was younger, why would I want to memorize it? Does that even make sense? Why not take a note so that it's there and you could refer to it? Because I have other things that I can think about and not have to worry about what I have to remember. Okay, there's a lot of logic to this, guys, but I hope that you see it one day. All right, so let's go back and look at the floor plan here. Okay, when you guys go through the checklist, you got to put in your triangle. All right, you got to here. Yeah, I said this is a cabinet. This is not. You got to put a line there because the cabinet has a solid line. These are dash lines. Looking at this drawing, is that a dark enough dash line right there? Tell me.
No.
No. And if you look at the checklist, it says anything that is less than a good thin line, you will get it. To me, it doesn't exist. It's called 0 points. Okay? This line right here for the dimension line, what am I going to say, even though this is a print? What am I going to say about that dimension line right there?
It's too thin. No,
It's too thin. How many points? How many points are you going to get for that thin line?
0.
How many points? 0. Okay? You guys following me?
Mm.
Good so far. All right? Okay, so when you go through the checklist, you'll see everything here. Look at this dimension. Is that an inside dimension of the kitchen here or an outside dimension?
Outside.
Outside. Now, why did I say, or why are we putting in, are you guys there? Hello? Yeah, I got a funny, are you guys okay? Yeah, something went beeping away there. All right. Okay. So, you guys remember in our, on Wednesday, On the checklist, it says inside dimension. And why does it say fill verify? Anybody know why? You guys remember the conversation? Who's going to fill verify this? And why? You guys didn't go back to your video. Why do you need an inside dimension? Okay, who is building these guys here? In the sequence of construction, what's going to go in first? Obviously the plumbing, rough plumbing, everything else, but what are these guys right here?
Appliances.
No, it's not appliance. What is that? Cabinet. So do the appliances, as in a refrigerator, which is not in contract, is that what they do in the sequence? And you guys got to understand the sequence in construction. So you have a bare room, you have the drywall, hopefully it's painted before the cabinets go in, maybe it doesn't have to, but I want you to think about it. Do you buy the refrigerator and nothing's in the room, you say, okay, the refrigerator is going to go right here, let's leave it right here. And then the cabinet guys work around it? Is that how it works?
No.
Okay, you're going to think, Mr. K, you think we're stupid. No, it's not a question of stupid. I want you guys to understand the sequence of construction. What goes in first? The plumbing, correct? As a drywall, paint, and then the cabinets, yes or no? Or possibly, again, we're not going to get into the form. Okay, so what did I say happens when it comes to cabinets? You're the general contractor. I'm the architect. What did I say happens when it comes to cabinets to make it happen? How do cabinets all of a sudden show up? Come on, guys. Okay, you guys you guys recorded this. What happened? Should have went back to your notes.
Ella knows the answer.
What's the answer? Okay, cabinets. In this case, you're not the interior designer. We're going to call this just a regular architectural drawing, and all you're going to do is show the cabinets where you want them, and then you're going to give them a profile for doors, cabinet doors, and drawers. We did that, didn't we, when we elevated that kitchen, correct? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the architect has these drawings, has these interiors, just like this. General contractor will bid off of this saying, okay, I have an idea. Okay, but again, the difference is between a builder set that a general contractor is building this as a spec residence. In other words, it's not for a client, or it's built for a client and the client is going to pick the cabinet. Because is all cabinetry the same?
No.
No.
Is IKEA the same as custom built?
No.
Not really, but I still love IKEA, I'll tell you that much. Okay? So they're going to bid it off with an understanding that it might possibly it's going to possibly go into a very specific cabinet maker. Cabinet maker does what next? What is a cabinet maker going to do? Okay, let's see if you guys got to give me one word that you were listening. One little tidbit.
Is he going to measure? Can you hear me?
No, he's not going to measure. Well, first he has to do what? Do you guys hear what I said about shop drawings? What are shop drawings? Okay, shop drawings come from the architect's drawings. It goes through the general contractor. The general contractor subs out to his cabinet guy. His cabinet guy does his shop drawings to basically all the drawings it's going to take to build these things in his shop. It's called shop drawing. And the architect is going to sign them off the shock job. They come in usually little packets, 8.5 by 11, 11 by 14, 11 by 17, okay? And he signs them off, say, looks good to me. I like layout. So, where does the fill verify come in? And it's supposed to be inside dimension. Who's gonna fill verify that?
Contractor.
What? Yeah, not the contractor. I'm talking about. What are we talking about right now? We're talking about the cabinet maker. Guys, kind of stick with me, okay? Cabinet maker. Cabinet maker is going to go out there and do a final filled measurement when the drywall wall is up. Well, why would he want to do that? Anybody know why he wants to do that?
Just to make sure that the dimensions are correctly, that you have enough.
Or at least, that's right, at least that it's very close and it's not 6 inches off, correct? If they didn't fill verify this and this guy was 4 inches off, could it squeeze something out and not work?
Yes.
Every cabinet maker will do that. They are going to fill verify before they go to their shop drawings and build those cabinets. You guys following me? Okay? All right. So now you know why you have on interior elevations, interior plan, that you have fill verify. Or I know I did that. Okay? Now, does it make sense to fill verify to the outside of the wall on the other side? Does that make sense?
No.
Why? Why doesn't that make sense?
You only need the interior, the inside.
For the
Why?
cabinets.
Why?
The
Because
cabinets.
the cabinet guy's he doesn't care to verify to the other side of the wall. What good is that? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, okay, two things that I pounded, and you're going to hear me in every single class that you take with me, okay? The big picture is, especially when you come to production drawing, the big picture is you are doing production drawings for what purpose? To get it built, correct? Number one, obviously, but to get it built by what means? By
Precise.
the general contractor who is going to build it. And as I will say, until it just keeps on to the point, like I said, you're going to have nightmares. You have to think like what?
General contractor.
Think like a general contractor. You need to know the sequence of construction. You don't need to know every single nail or how to pound a nail. You need to know what is the sequence of when things go in. And then you will follow this plan, you will follow your floor plans, you will follow your dimensions on the floor plans, with always thinking, if I have to build it, do I have enough information, and is that information clear enough without me doing too much or too less? Think like a general contractor, okay? Not on top of that, the general contractor might even love you and say, man, you're not the typical architect. You actually can think like a general contractor. But in order to do that, guys, you have to understand the sequence of construction. What comes first? Very generally, in this case, the foundation and plumbing, electrical. So again, I want you to think about it. When the foundation guy comes in, is he going to be the first guy on the site with the general contractor, and then is he's going to dig his foundation, and then who comes next? Or tell me what's wrong with that picture. What's wrong with that picture? If the foundation guy came in and he just did his thing and everyone came in separately, what's wrong with that picture? When you guys go home and you have a foundation, do you see the plumbing come above the ground and then all of a sudden come into your house? Where is the plumbing? Where is the main waste line? Where is the main water line, guys? Does it
Under the
come?
house.
Yeah, it comes in or through your foundation. So guess who has to be on that job site before anything starts going? You got to have the foundation guy, you have the concrete guy, you have the electrical guy, you have the plumber, you have everyone who has some concern about their subcontracting in order to start from the ground up. You guys starting to see the picture, okay? The key thing here is the sequence of construction. Look at the big picture of how things come together. Did I know, guys, when I came out of the university, I didn't know what a 2x4 was. Was I, as in my own power, I did okay, okay? But do you imagine how much more you could have done if you knew exactly how you were supposed to approach things? Okay, so you guys are going to get good at this because, number one, you're going to think like a general contractor, and you will start in one corner. You will literally walk around everything, and everything you show, you're going to go, now I can build this. I know exactly what to do. Now, before you take me verbatim, I'll tell you what, some things you might have to give it as a given, okay? Meaning, sometimes when you tell too much information, the general contractor is going to go, oh my goodness, now I really have to do it the way I have to do it. I'm going to charge more. Oh, so guess what? That's a decision you're going to have to make, is to do it right or do a little bit less so that you can catch it. If you have an honest general contractor who could actually work with a lot less, and I have, they've taken so much less from some of my drawings. Some of those drawings you guys saw in 172, those big houses, man, those were builder sets. They are not architectural sets. They're kind of a builder set, and general contractor actually took that and he made it happen. Good general contractor. All right. So you guys have an idea what you have to do and plan. Okay, so the decision here, guys, you're not going to do it at half-inch scale. You're going to do it at 3/8 inch scale, which is a common scale in the industry. Okay? Now, on your kitchen plan, if you don't like your kitchen plan at this point, you can change it. But don't just copy this plan. I don't want everybody just to copy this plan because you're going to go, hey, I'll just copy this one. Okay? All of you have a different plan. But if you want to make some tweaks to it, do it. Is this part the same? This part is the same. Well, how do you? I think I told you. Put the washer and dryer there. Put the pantry there. And all of you are going to do 4 elevations at 3/8 inch equals 1 foot. Okay? So it's going to be smaller. It's going to be a little bit less work, but it's going to be smaller. Now, I have to do this, guys, because when you guys move on to 173, the assumption is, and even though this is not the best of times, the assumption is you guys have an idea how to do this. Because in this case, if Mr. Habner is teaching 173, or if Mr. Orhan is teaching it, usually, typically it's Mr. Habner, okay, he expects that you already know how to do this. So in 173, you're not going to be doing a kitchen, you're going to be doing a master bedroom, bathroom, and you will elevate a master bedroom, master bath. All right, so you need to know how to do this. Okay, so and again, you have this key right here saying this is elevation here. We had talked about that what you're doing is you don't take you're not standing over here so you could see the hood. You're standing here because the most important thing is this cabinet right here, okay? And then here you could see that on this elevation here, okay, this is actually the face of, hold on, you're gonna have to back up. kind of confirm with me you guys can still see this. Okay. Okay, so in this elevation, number one, that's number one, correct? You're kind of looking at that direction between the walls, and then this guy right here is the face of that cabinet. Now, you may ask, well, Mr. K, how come we don't do a section through that cabinet? And want to know the truth? I did in my early days because I'm going, oh, is that what I'm supposed to do? The point is, you're wasting your time because this is going to be drawn by the cabinet maker with his shop drawing, and then you will decide, maybe, if you decide over here that you want more shelves, you decide at that time, hey, guess what? I want more shelves, or I want less shelves, okay? You still have time to make that decision, okay? So in this case, you're actually looking at the face of the cabinet with a 4-inch kick, 4x4 kick. It's on your checklist, okay? And then, what are we doing right here, guys? When we look through that direction at this wall, what are we doing through that cabinet? We're showing what? It's not a section. What word did I say? It's a cut silhouette. You see this cut silhouette, right? And you're cutting through the cabinet above, a cut silhouette. If you decide that you want to put cabinets above your window, you go right ahead. Okay? You've kind of seen the picture of what you have to do. Actually, the nosing should come out a little bit right here. Should come out a little bit. When you do the dishwasher, make sure the cabinet has a line. This guy doesn't float in a dashed line. What did I say the size of a dishwasher is? You could actually do it here, or you could do it on the plan. 2 foot 0 inches plus what?
Quarter inch.
What? Quarter inch. Okay. So now, how do I know if 2 foot a quarter inch is really spot on? Anybody know? How do you know that that's going to be consistent just for your safe sleeping at nighttime? What do I have to get?
Is that something standard with the manufacturer?
Yeah, you need to get the maker of that dishwasher. Let's see, how many dishwasher makers out there? I think only one. Isn't Samsung the only one who does a dishwasher?
No.
Is Samsung the only one that does? No. How about hundreds? So you need to get the specification of that specific dishwasher and make sure, according to their specs, they will give you a recommendation. Okay? You guys following me? Yes? And this is sort of a heads up, kind of beyond this, if you were really doing the interior design and you have to pick the flooring, okay, when you pick the flooring, you guys should put a star on this. When you put the flooring on, you better make sure that your dishwasher is going to fit in there after you do your flooring.
Hey, Mr.
If
K,
you do, yes?
are we, I mean, you may have already said this, apologies if you're repeating yourself. Are we using the specs that we did in the beginning of the semester when we had to look up our specs?
You really don't have to, but I did that so you could understand what you should be doing properly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank
So
you.
in this case, you could just say 2 foot 0, 1/4 inch. The refrigerator is how wide? 3 feet wide. This guy right here, I believe it's changed, okay? So if you guys put the same size right here of that range, you guys think, how do you know what sizes these guys are supposed to be? How do you guys know? I know it seems like long ago. Okay. 10 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago, you guys were supposed to do research on that very first sheet I gave you, I gave you the sizes I wanted as far as me being the client. So I want you guys to go back to that. Okay? Now, one of the other things you guys have to learn, okay? You don't learn this thing in pieces. What you learn here is not isolated from the big picture. You guys always have to drop everything into what you're doing here into the big picture. The big picture is the total house. The big picture is how is it going to be built as a total house. The big picture is how do I do the total house and in conjunction with building codes. You guys follow me? You can't look at these separately, okay? It's part of the whole, and you guys have to see that connection, all right? Yes, Mr. K, you're going to go, Mr. K, we are just young whippersnappers. The truth is, you guys are, okay? But maybe I'm going to be hard on you, okay? But guess what? I'm going to repeat it again. I want you guys to get there 20 years faster than I ever did, okay? And that means if you get to it 20 years faster, that means if you get it 20 years faster, 20 years later, how good are you going to be? You're going to be an expert, okay? And if it's money that you want, guess what? You will have that money. But if you don't do that, it's going to take a little bit more time until it clicks. All right? Okay. All right. Okay, so everybody have an idea what the elevation is going to look like here, looking in that direction? Right here? Or go through your checklist. Go through your checklist, right? Of course, I'm looking at this. I'm going, okay, if this is 3 feet, that sure doesn't look like 3 feet right here. Okay? Look at the line weights. This face of this cabinet is closer to you. This guy actually is a little bit farther out above the refrigerator so that you're going to have more room, but you can reach it easier if you put it there. And then these guys are the next level, and then the window and the splash and the door is the furthest away. Make sure you vary your lines, okay? But that line, okay, in this case, just like your exterior elevations, maybe this is a thin, light line, okay? But it better not be a guideline, okay? But it has to have some lead to it, okay, so that it can read. All right, so this guy is this guy here. This is the door to the dishwasher, okay? Now, in this particular case, this is actually it doesn't read that way, but this is actual cabinetry. So this wood, and this are all the same, so that once you walk into that kitchen, all this looks like the same part of the kitchen and the cabinetry. And the washer and dryer is hidden away. Okay, now, this right here should have a dimension, because it's not a big deal, but this should have a dimension because does the cabinet maker know where to make that point? No, he doesn't. And do you know why I do it this way? Builder actually said, he said, Jim, guess what? Don't make these full doors. The top part is for storage. The bottom part is where you can reach things, okay? And nowadays, it's not just the husband or the wife who does the cooking. Hopefully you share that. But all the stuff can be reached in the smaller portion, and then you put away the other stuff in the top. Okay? All right. If you want to, you can copy that. But you could do it any way you like. Bottom line, you got to understand why you're doing it. So that's that elevation here. What am I going to say about these two corners right there? What are we doing right there?
Projecting.
You're doing what?
Projecting.
No. Yes, you're projecting to make sure they project to each other. These have to what?
Match?
Book match. Do you see how they book match? This guy comes here. This guy comes over here. Could I put this guy over here properly? Put this guy over here?
No.
Could I? No, because it's not book match. Okay, now, as you come down to here, again, to me it just makes sense that you would book match the next one and come here and then book match this one to this one. But when this could be actually on another sheet, typically not, okay? But you're book matching it. All right? So looking at this one here, you're cutting through the cabinet, or you have the silhouette of the cabinet. You're showing the cabinet here. You're showing the window. You're showing the door. Just like on Wakita in this particular case. You could put a break line because at this point, the door in plan really doesn't mean anything to the cabinet guy. Okay? So this is called a break line. You could break it off here. Now, even sometimes the general contractor may want even a blank wall. Why do you need, if it's a blank wall, why did I say you might even show an interior bedroom that has a blank wall? Because you have to show that maybe there's a base mold. You have to show that that wall has to be prepped for paint. Again, hopefully he's not a bad general contractor, okay? Maybe, but don't make any assumptions, guys. This happened to a friend 2 houses down the street. An architect who is a developer, and they should have taken his license away. I don't want to tell my friends, but the design is an abomination. And when he put the cabinets in, correct? He was a general contractor. He put the cabinets in, they put in the molding, and then the client or our friend said, oh, so who's going to do the painting on the molding? Everyone kind of shrugged their shoulder. They go, I don't know, it's not me. General, that's not part of our bid. And guess what? It wasn't part of the bid. They had to pay extra to finish it. Is that right, guys? I'm telling you, if I were that client, I would have complained to the board, if anything, other than punching him out, okay? To take his stupid license away, okay? That is not right, okay? When you become, say, an architect or anything that you guys do, okay? Myself, whenever I deal with people, I always say, guess what? I'm trusting that you're in my best interest. That's all I could say. And I then put my hands in their hand. When they cross me and they're not doing it in their best interest, guess what? What goes around comes around, okay? Because, okay, it's just like in the old days. When you did a shake, you shook your hands, you knew you were getting the best of the best and they were going to come through. You guys should take that attitude also. Okay, so let's come down to this guy right here. Are there a number of different kind of hoods out there? Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
So hood. Are there different kind of hoods out there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, in this case, you've probably seen this kind of hood, where the hood is here, and you then have some shelves. You have this up here, and you have that, correct? I could have a cabinet in here, and then the exhaust is inside the cabinet. You see that, right? So you guys could do that. Or in this case, that's one of those that are kind of just sitting up there, okay? But that's a choice that you can make. This dimension here on the refrigerator, what does AFF stand for? AFF, what does that stand for? Oh, you guys can go back to your video.
Away from
Above
finish?
finished floor. Above finished floor.
Above finished floor. And why do we have to put that here? Why do we have to put that dimension? For whom? To make sure that that happens. For whom?
Cabinet maker?
That guy right there. The cabinet guy. When the cabinet guy puts his cabinet, he better make sure he has 6 foot clear. Otherwise, that refrigerator that is planning to go there may not fit. What about this guy? The dimension from the floor to the bottom of the hood. What is that? Is that not in contract or is it AFF?
Which one, Mr. K? Can't see it.
Can't see it.
This one right here. What's its dimension? Where is it going to?
To the top, to the bottom of the range. I mean,
So, bottom of the hood. When you buy a hood, and if I had you guys do some specifications on a hood, okay, the manufacturer is going to give you a recommendation from the burner top to the bottom of the hood. And they will give you a leeway, higher, lower, but you have to decide what that guy is going to be. So now you know why you have to put above finished floor. Yes? Got it? And in this case too, if that's above finished floor and you have a cabinet above and you're the general contractor, what should you make sure happens to make sure everything moves in a timely manner? It is to keep things on a timely manner and schedule a construction. Is that important?
Yes.
Or does the general contractor? Yes, it is. Okay, so look at the big picture here. You have above finished floor. You have a hood. Does the hood have to be decided what kind of hood should go there? If I'm going to put a cabinet above?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many different kind of hoods out there? 2 or 3 maybe? 4?
One.
5?
One.
100? 200? 300? Hundreds of hoods. So you better specify this so that the cabinet maker, number one, can make sure he gets the above finished floor and what else. He knows what his width is going to be. Or you just say, don't worry about it. Yes?
What if you have like a microwave right there?
Well, you could. Either way. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Yes, you could have the microwave here. Okay, but it's a good point. Good thing we brought that up. Yes, but in a microwave, does it come with hangers? I mean, good question, Jesus. I'm not making fun of you here. But does a microwave come with hangers? Especially when it's above a range? Heck no. It's put into what? It's put into a cabinet. So you need to have that microwave specified, correct? Or you tell the cabinet, guess what? Just make this hood. Don't worry about it. The hood is going to be 30 inches. So the cabinet maker makes his hood 30 inches clear, and guess what? The hood could be a half inch smaller, right? So guess what? They put in the hood, you have a 1/4 inch on each side, and then what do you have to do? You gotta chew a lot of bubble gum so that you could fill in that space so hopefully the client won't notice. My point is, that is not the proper way to do it. You see how everything works together. Now, to getting back to his Jesus, on a microwave that's above a range. Typically, when you have a hood, what do you have? What's this dash line right there? What is that dash line going through the cabinet?
I can't see it, Mr. K. Which,
Right?
This dash line right here. What is this dash line? Okay, hold on.
Like a vent, air vent.
The pipe? The pipe that goes up?
It's a vent for the hood, correct?
Yeah.
Now, if you put a microwave right here, do you have room for a vent?
Not really.
No.
No. And you know what they do? This is what they'll put in apartments with a microwave because they don't have the space. So you will have a hood there, or you think it's a hood, because when you flick the switch, you're going to hear the fan. You go, oh my God, at least I got a hood. what kind of hood is that? What is that kind of hood called? It's a recirculating hood. Does anybody know what a recirculating hood is? It's the worst thing you could have, because all this is you got some filters in here with charcoal. All it does is suck up the fumes here. Hopefully it picks up the oils, and then it just kicks it back out into the room. Okay? But sometimes you have no choice to do that. And guess what? I live up there in Monterey Hills. I could not get after I took out the old vent, it was such a vent that I couldn't get it through the frame unless I actually had it come out the front door. And quite frankly, I should have had it come out the front door. I spent a lot of money on this recirculating hood. Boy, does it look good, but does it work? It doesn't work. It doesn't work a damn. I hate to use the language, okay? But it's a good hood, but do not think that a recirculating hood is going to ever do any good for you, all right? Push comes to shove. If I have an island, are there people who have an island and they put their range there, correct? You guys ever see that? And you put
Yes.
And sometimes you don't even see a hood. Anybody know what happens then? You go, what the heck? And we were at a Airbnb, right? Nice kitchen, range in the middle, right? Did I tell you guys this, right? So we cooked, right? And all the fumes went through the kitchen, and then guess what happened?
Alarm went off.
What happened? Yeah,
The
the
alarm.
fire alarm went off. Yeah, the alarm went off, and we had to open up all the doors, and we're trying to get this fanning magazines and everything, get that stupid thing off. What I didn't realize, because I didn't realize, that was an island range. Guess what kind of vent they had? It was a horizontal vent. Right here, the vent pops up automatically, and it sucks everything horizontally into a horizontal vent right here. So, then it goes underneath the floor, and then it goes out. Okay, I get to tell you all these funny stories, right? Not so funny at the time. All right? Okay. So, do you have an idea of what you're going to... Now, right here, this is where I kind of finished off. As you look in this direction, right here, you have your opening, okay? Or you have an opening, or you have a door. So when you put anything on an elevation, say in this elevation you have a door, you say door to... What's this, the door to the patio? Is this a door to the patio, guys? That door right here?
Door to stoop.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Your patio.
Door
Boy,
to
I guess
driveway.
you're not real close to your drawings, are you?
Nope.
It's a door to the driveway, all right? So I kind of wonder where it is. That must have been when... Okay, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, anyway, door to the driveway, all right? Okay, so when you're looking in the other direction, when you show just an empty space like this, you will show a very thin line to sort of just do whatever it takes like this for the extent of the opening, okay, whatever you do like this. And then in this case, you say open to, okay, family room. And then you might go like that. This is open to dining room. So when the general looks at this, he knows this whole thing is open. All right? Okay. So you guys have an idea what you need to do for your interior elevations?
Yes.
Yes. And again, I know you guys don't have the paper and the media. And quite frankly, I guess I could have had you guys pick up paper, but tell you the truth, I was kind of stick to the extent of the law. I really didn't want you guys to have to come down to the campus and actually pick up things, okay? But maybe I was wrong. But you're going to be okay. Find whatever you can just to put this down on paper, even if you have to do it separately. If you have to do the floor plan separately, and then do these separately, or if you can try to get it on 2 of them on one sheet, on a bond sheet, okay? Do the best you can. All right? So go through the checklist. This guy isn't due, okay? So that in case you have any questions,
Mr. K?
this guy isn't due until the last week. Yes.
Is that
Last Monday to be exact.
I had a quick question if you have time. Oh, I had a quick question.
Yes.
The kitchen triangle, that's it's like number 35 on the checklist.
Yes.
It says like with lengths indicated. What do you really mean by that?
Okay, so did you guys
I
do
remember
this? You remember if you ever did this?
Yeah.
When did you guys do this?
The floor plan.
Floor
right?
plan.
The first week.
Yeah, when you guys did your schematic and preliminary floor plan. Okay, so if you did it correctly, what I wanted you to do was have the triangle, and then if you had, I think I got to check the checklist, if this is 5 feet 0 inches, if this guy is however you want to do it, is 7 feet 0 inches, and then you say this guy's 4 foot 10 inches, I want you to do the calculation, add those guys up, correct? It shouldn't be less than 12 feet and not more than 25, I believe the figure is. Now, that's not a code. That's not even a standard. They're just saying for comfortability, try to keep that total triangle within that linear feet. Quite frankly, you know what? I don't even know why they have it. As far as I'm concerned, however you work your kitchen out within the space you have, you could only do the best you can. Because if I had to move this guy over here, the sink, because I'm 6 inches off, because that's not the perfect triangle, guess what? I'm not going to move that. I'm not going to move that sink. Okay, so they're kind of just giving you a ballpark. So you also guys know there's a practical reason. I don't know if you guys are married or living with someone, but guess what? I hate it. I have 4 feet here, which is a standard, okay, between here and here in the kitchen. It's real difficult when 2 people are working in there, okay? You kind of have to synchronize everything to make sure you kind of don't bump into each other, all right? So, again, you typically don't have that luxury, but again, minimum 4 feet, more if you can. Now, not a heck of a lot more, but more.
And do you just want like the total number added up in the middle, or?
Oh yeah. Actually, you could take this and you could add it up over here. You could say kitchen triangle. Oops, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Kitchen triangle. I forget what they call it on the handout. And you just go 5 feet plus so and so equals so and so. I just want you guys to go through the motions on this. That's all. You're just going through the motion. Okay? So that you're aware of it. All right?
All right.
Now go through the checklist. Make sure you understand what you have to do off the checklist. All right? Okay? And you have, like I said, this thing is not due till Monday, which is the last day of instruction. Monday, June 1st. Last day of instruction. Okay?
Wait, Mr. K,
Good.
you wanted
Yeah.
to do two elevations, right? 2 to the sides?
No. Oh, you came in late, Jesus. I changed my mind. Yeah, because I am so mad at you guys. No, it's not because I'm mad at you guys. I changed the scale down to 3/8 of an inch.
Okay.
And I changed the scale not to 1/2 inch scale. I changed it down to 3/8 of an inch. And that's usually a common scale for interior elevations, for architecture and tile elevations. And again, I don't want to cut short too many things, okay, this semester, because I can't anticipate, and really I shouldn't anticipate that that's acceptable to Mr. Habner or Mr. Orham when he teaches the class, okay? The expectation is you guys need to know what you're doing, and I'm preparing you for those classes, okay? And if I do anything short of it, what haunted me in my mind, an instructor goes, well, what did Mr. K cover? Okay? And if I didn't cover enough, am I gonna not feel too good about that? You bet. I'm not gonna feel too good about that because I don't want to have anyone question what you guys need to do. You get all these classes, okay? It's for your good, right, Jesus?
Yeah. But my question was, like, so how many elevations?
You're gonna do all 4 elevations.
Oh, okay. All right.
At 3/8 inch, all 4 elevations. They're actually kind of tiny, so you should be able to handle it. Okay.
All right.
You're gonna learn from the exercise. Okay. You're gonna learn from the exercise.
All right.
All right. Any questions on the interiors, guys? No? Okay, good. Again, I didn't change the checklist when it comes to certain scales, so definitely make an interpolation, okay, that we're in this situation, and where I say a 1/2 inch equals 1 foot 0 inches, change it to 3/8 inch equals 1 foot 0 inches, okay, and go from there the best you can, okay. Hopefully, the same thing is that in the end, you guys just understand what you're doing. In the big picture, understand what you're doing, because it will come to you later. Okay. Any questions on the kitchen interior elevation? No? Okay. Okay, so a little note again when it comes to no recording and when it comes to CAD, okay? In my time, because we did mostly hand drawing, correct? I couldn't wait to do CAD. So does anybody know why I couldn't wait to do CAD? Was it because I could do things faster? Yes, in the business sense, maybe you could do things faster. But what was the reason why I loved CAD? Anybody know why? Okay. The reason why is, even when I did it, just like the roof plan that I did, correct? That I did by hand, I just loved doing everything exact. Literally exact. That was my craft. That was what I wanted to do it right. And I wanted it to look good. Now, I could take CAD now and do it literally exact. And yes, save time too. I didn't have to erase half a sheet to make sure it was exact. I just modify it, okay? But it is a thing of beauty when you can even put it down with CAD and know that you did it exactly. Now, big difference from going to CAD and just putting lines down, okay? Without trying to be exact, without the attention to detail, CAD has no purpose. Okay, I'm going to tell you that again. When I was working for Forever 21, hiring these CAD guys coming out of college, even having experience in the field, man, were they good. Literally could, if they could do it, be able to take, in those days we still had desk telephones. They would have something on the desk telephone that could roll on rollers and come to you automatically like a robot. They were good at that. But could they do production drawings? They had no clue. I'm telling you guys, zero. And if I'm the project manager and I expect to have things done, what good is that person if they have zero knowledge about how to put a set of drawings together? Zero. And I wasn't going to do it. I didn't have enough time to. Hey, it was kind of obvious, and they were hired and they were let go. Hired and let go. Hired and let go. Because they had no, and I'm telling you guys, this is years ago. And has it gotten better or worse? I'm giving you guys the reality. Has it gotten better or worse?
Worse.
March?
It's gotten worse.
Worse.
Okay? Because everything is taught majorly more. Okay, and again, I'm going to talk about balance programs. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, not known for famous designers, but balance program. Cornell, MIT, Illinois Tech, balanced programs. Okay? The point is, you're ready to go out and know how to do everything. Unfortunately, a good part of the universities, it's all design. I just hope that they give you a little bit more input on the reality, okay, of what architecture is. Architecture is not just design. Yes, it is. That's the fun part. That's what really I even enjoy now, even though I don't have the time to do my own thing. But do I think about how I would do it? And I'm going to say it again. Yes, I do. And you know what I could say to myself all the time? If I could do it, I can afford myself. Okay? Because are architects expensive? Should they be expensive? Yeah, because they should know what they're doing, and then you pay for that up front so that you will not get screwed in the end. Okay? But guess what? Does the general public appreciate good design? Do they even know what good design is? They don't. That's another thing you're going to be faced with. All right? Okay. My point is, try to be strong in everything. All right, guys. We're going to move on to building sections. I'll tell you what, we'll take a break at 8:30, okay? I'm sure you get tired of me talking. Let me tell you, online, I get tired of me talking. All right? Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to go back at the start of semester because I don't have a scanner that can take 11 by 17. So right now, I want you guys to take out your notebooks because I know you guys are really organized. You're going to take out this one that you guys have. All of you should have this in your notebook. And I want you to take notes on these. Okay? And then you should have this on the other side. Okay? And then I'm going to go over this guy again. I'm going to go over this guy again so you could see the relationship to the whole. And I've uploaded to your folder some other drawings when it comes to line weights. All right? Okay, so question again, anticipating that come the fall that we have to be online, and I feel for you guys, okay? I do understand that if you have to do, for those of you who are doing pencil drawing, but if you can, you're getting a lot out of this, okay? So try to hang in there. But tell me so that if we do have it aligned in the fall, what things will make it easier for you, okay? And easier, not in you'd like to be on campus, okay? Easier in the sense that if you have to do manual drafting, like I said, I would require that you have to at least have a 30 by 42 minimum size table. That'll cover everything because that's what's in the lab. But beyond that, what other obstacles do you think you guys have? Of course, the main thing is that as we talked in our department meeting this last Friday, is I was questioning, can they at least get material? Can you pick up vellum? Okay,
Yeah,
and we're doing that to us. Yeah, so we would do that, and for sure, I would make sure that every single assignment has everything you need, when it comes to actually pay for it. Other than that, just like in 172 now, you're required to have your own tools, okay? Not that you have to have your own table or your own parallel bar, but you were supposed to have your own tools. You're saying your own tape, okay? Your own pencils. So tell me, honestly, what else do you need? If you can get the vellum, and I know it's difficult to see drawings here, okay, online, okay? Of course, I will post them and give you as many examples as I can. But what other hardships that basically I can improve?
Maybe some of the handouts?
As in?
I mean, like along with the vellum, maybe like I don't know, like
Well, and it's, good question, Diane. Okay, so in Patricia's class, does she print out handouts for you guys?
yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Compared to how much I did, if we physically had the class, what percentage of the handouts did she give you compared to me?
Oh,
20.
You have more. You have way more.
Okay. Let me put it another way. Does she post a lot of handouts that you have to go there to look at?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of knew that. And I was gravitating toward that direction even if we were physically. But now, guess what? Now, what is that hardship? Say, for instance, you have to look online. What is that hardship versus where I printed every little thing, literally printed every little thing?
Wait,
Is
Mr.
it because, excuse me?
Mr. K, well, with Miss P, for the first 2 AutoCAD classes, she gives you like handouts. But when you start getting to like the second last, she starts giving you PDFs. She starts giving you PDFs. You just save it on your file, and then you have to start working off of that. Because you should know what you're doing. You should know what you're doing in the other classes. So that's what she does. So the first 2 classes, she gives you a lot of handouts. But then the last 2, she doesn't. It's just like 10% handouts. You should know what you're doing. Basically.
Yeah. So, and the rest are PDFs, correct?
Yeah.
So if you wanted more handouts, versus a PDF, it's because, number one, you might not have a printer. But guess what? You're gonna have to highlight your PDF, and that's gonna be your reference, and then you're gonna have to organize them. Okay? Let me ask you this: in your other classes, as in, let's call it architectural history, does Mrs. Ramirez give you handouts on everything?
I don't remember, but probably not. Not really.
Nope. Or how about in your other classes? Say for instance online right now, would they have physically given you handouts, or is everything online in PDFs? I guess what I'm trying to say, Diane, guess what? I'm probably going to be doing more PDFs, and everyone's going to have to refer to those PDFs. Now, the other thing, and I know it's expensive, is everyone should have a printer nowadays if they're going to do anything online, correct? I know, but everything starts adding up, right? But it's almost like you need to have a printer. Yes.
So what Ms. P does is when we get the PDFs, you can basically open it on your computer or your phone. So
right.
For example, if we're doing drafting, I can either open it on my computer or on my phone and just like read it and then like go back and forth with it. So that's what Ms. P does. She gives us PDFs so we can open it on like an iPad or a computer or on our phones, and we can just go back and forth.
Yeah. Right. So are you saying that the stuff I uploaded to you guys is not good enough?
Oh, it is. No, it is. I mean,
it's good.
I print everything out. Like everything you post up in the thing, I print it out.
Right.
Because I have to, so I just print it out.
Yeah. See, if the department really knew how much I printed when I was physically in class, I think they'll be aghast. They're going to go, oh, that's where all our 8.5 by 11 ink is going. Because you guys saw I would do stacks of printing. Guess what? Because of distant education, I'm unfortunately going to have to upload more PDFs than anything. And hopefully, I don't know. Printers are relatively inexpensive now. I mean, right? Or not too expensive. But it's one of those, the reality is that in this real world now, you got to have a laptop. You have to have a printer. at least, right? You got to have you have to have a smartphone. You have to have internet. That's unfortunately the way it is, correct? It's sad to think, but, you know, and it's tough because I know a lot of families, a lot of students don't have the money to even afford internet. So it's like, what do you do? I don't know. It's like that kind of question. What do you do? Are they out of luck? Or do I do everything with the assumption that I'll have to print everything? I will have to provide equipment. I will, you know, at some point, it's real sad because it can't be done. You know what I mean?
About the material,
yeah,
the vellum, I think
yes,
at least we should at least meet up once or twice a semester to
right.
put everything like handouts.
Oh yeah.
Or,
exactly.
And everything, and then we can be ready. After that, we can go on the.
That's exactly what we didn't have the opportunity to do this semester. It was like, you can, in other words, when they said it said, okay, you can't set foot on the campus. And we all thought, how in the heck do we get our paper out to people? How do we do that, right? And you're right. But again, the expectation is that each and every one of us as professors, I know I am, right? I am going to put packages together to cover at least 5 weeks at a time, if not 10 weeks. And it'll be numbered. It will be labeled. It will be printed. This is exercise number 1. This is exercise number 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to print the checklist though, okay? But then everyone would take that paperwork package and they would have everything, including tracing paper, even though we didn't get tracing paper. Because I've been thinking about this, correct? I would roll up at least, if we can't give out rows, I would roll up at least, 15 feet of it for everybody, if I could, and that would be part of the package. When it comes to printing, though, it's really important that I discern language and lettering, okay? That's part of the discipline. So my thought is to, the next stage is to have drop boxes in the hallway for you guys to drop off your exercises so I can see them up front. And if I have to have printing, I might have to push up a due date by half a day to say, drop your drawings in, I would print them, and then you can pick them up the next day. Do you see what I'm saying? If to me, that's for me the best halfway that I can go. But see, we don't even know if they're going to allow the students on campus in the fall. So I hope you guys understand what our dilemma is. So the whole intent, okay, just like the governor is saying, is to have physical distance. And for me, I could have gotten all the material and said, okay, guys, I'm going to leave it out at the front of my house, come and pick it up. But to me, there was that little bit of, boy, what if they go out into the open and then they get the virus? I didn't want to have that responsibility, okay? So I was really hesitant, as less as I could, not to have you guys get in your car. I don't know why I thought that. I didn't want you guys to even get in your car. But if it comes up,
just make a drive-through. Just everyone.
No, it will be. Yeah, it will be. It will be a drive-through. It will be, because I think when Greg did it, and I guess the communication wasn't clear. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say it wasn't clear. I probably just didn't understand it. I could have told Greg, okay, here's the package I need to put together for my 170 piece. Here's the vellum they need to do for 172. The vellum is over here. Here is the materials for the models, because I know exactly, I do the same thing every semester. And then you guys would have to build your models at home, correct? And you have to do your work at home. That's just the way it's going to have to be. And that's what's going to happen. So next semester, everything is going to stay the same. I just have to make sure that the students get their materials. They get the right materials for the model. I know exactly what they need, okay, and how many. The question is, all of us as professors are going to have to do that, okay? And I just hope we're all ready to be organized to do that, okay? It's going to be interesting. So, anyway, all right. Okay, guys, so let's, I'll tell you what, you guys want to take a break since I talked so much, and I don't even know what I resolved, if I resolved anything. Want to come back at a quarter till, and then we'll go over the bill.